I'm going to make this fish hook. I'm going to try to do the whole thing with my Leatherman wave. It has a saw on it and a knife. I'd like to see if it can handle this hard wood and see if it can make a fish hook out of it. It will give me a better indication as to what kind of tool I'm packing. I'm always trying to test my equipment. This hook here is going to be 3 inches. So I'm just going to take these sides down, so we're about 1/4 of an inch wide. Hard to hang on to, I think. I should just leave the branch attached to it, or part of it at least, until I'm done. Try and keep everything uniform and straight. Super hard wood. And I've tested this wood to see if it floats, and it does not float, which is kind of a good quality for a hook. So far the Leatherman's holding up. Round this back over just so it's nice and smooth. I'm going to envision the barb coming like that off of the hook, and it'll get lashed right where my thumb is there. Right? So I got to envision if I want a little bit more room here for the fish's mouth to get in there, and if so, I would start to carve the inside a little bit, scoop that out a little bit. I'm going to make just a basic looking hook, and you can pimp out your design the way you think it should be. So I'm just scooping a little bit more off the inside here. What I want to do now is get sort of a lashing area here, and I want it to be parallel with this face here. So I'm going to want to scoop some of this out here, and then I'm going to put a notch right on the end here. So we got that kind of parallel with that, and then now our lashing won't slip as much. Don't try to force it around this area. The grain wants to switch back and forth on you here, so you just have to keep moving your knife back and forth. So you can see we're getting a nice shape to it here. And then we're going to save some right at the top here. We're going to leave a little bit of thickness there, just so we can cut a groove right around here, and that's what our line will get lashed to. We'll just come around like 1/4 inch from the top and just make a straight dent in there with the knife. Just use your thumbs as a controller. I'm actually pushing more with this thumb here than with this one, and this one's holding back as a brake. So I think that's good enough for now. You could always take this and grind it on the rock if you wanted to, smooth out those bumps. That looks pretty good. I just have to go and get the bone. There's bones all over the beach here. Yeah, that'll work. I don't want to use my knife to get a piece of bone off of here, so I was going to find a rock and see if it would flake off so I could saw a groove into the bone. So here's a hard chunk of, that's like a basalt, so that should flake off. I'll use that for my hammerstone. It's kind of like a little hacksaw, just weakening it. See if we can crack it. That'll probably work. So I'm just going to keep wearing away at this. I'm going to try and break it. There it goes. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to save that for another one, maybe a smaller hook. So now I just want to grind this down. Starting to get a good point on it there. Yeah, the file worked really well, sped things up. So you know you can use the coarse side on your Leatherman. Shapes the bone nicely. And I'm going to have it so that there's a groove in here, in this face here. And it's going to seat this bone barb down in there, and then we can lash it to the wood. So I mean, this whole thing could be done with the stone shard that I had as well. You could cut that in there, and this actually, believe it or not, works better than the file. Now I want to get it deeper on the back side here, and that'll change the angle of my barb a bit, and it'll also allow it to seat up against this little shelf that we've got started here. Peel out little shavings, you see. There we go, that fits in there pretty good. It's fitting in there nice and tight. So now I just have to cut a groove here around the back side here to hold the lashing from slipping down, and that lashing will go all the way around. So I'll just put the groove in the wood side first. Come down the sides a bit. So now we've got a little ledge there to hold our lashing on. So you could put that on with pitch glue and some kind of inner bark. So I've got some red cedar bark. I'm just going to split it and lash it on there. I just finished making some spruce pitch glue here. And that'll be in a separate video if you want to check that out. That'll be linked to this video. And I'm going to use this little stick here, and I've got the clamshell that I used to make the glue in, and there's some left over in here, and there's enough to do a small hook like this, so that's what I'm going to do. So you can see I made that hook with the groove in it there, and it fits this piece of bone nice and snug. All we got to do is put some pitch glue in there, and it's already setting up, so I think what I'm going to do is heat that over the fire a little bit and stick it in here, and then I'm going to set this bone barb in here just like that, and then what we'll do is we'll stick it back in there just to make sure it all gets in there. And now I want to put a little bit more around it. And this is where all the lashing is going to go over top of it, so we'll put some on there, and we want that to adhere to our lashing as well. Just We'll put some glue over top of it. And this glue is really what's going to be holding the whole thing together. It looked like such a pretty hook before I put this glue on here. And so now I'm just going to heat that up in the fire a little bit. Make it nice and smooth. One of these videos coming up, we're going to test this on Chinook salmon or coho salmon. I'm going to make up probably another 5 of these. I'm going to have about half a dozen hooks this size, and then I want to make up some jigging hooks for halibut, and I want to make a whole trip of it just using these primitive hooks. Keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.